counting tree. I've never done on stage, so if this bombs, I'm breaking my own rules and apologizing in advance. But this is actually something that I did once, where I wrote a play entirely from YouTube comments. I'll try to use different voices for stage directions in the two characters, but their names are Douglas and Frank, if it matters. It doesn't. This is gonna fall anyway. Yay! Curtain open on two dapper young gentlemen, both carrying canes and monocles, as dandies are wont to do. They pause in the town square to enjoy a pinch of tobacco and watch the Negro auctions. In the background, a band strikes up a lively tune. I love this song. Did you know 2 white people and 1 black person sing this? Douglas crosses center, kicking a stray Irishman. You're racist. Explained my skills on Halo 3. That big. I listened to it while I look at faggots about comments and fights and shit. I don't know what that one means, but it felt right. And the next one works for good too. A lot of words you fucked up on, dude. You're so gay. Everyone likes it. Is it just me or does half this shit not make any sense? Yeah. I'm a sweet little girl and I love this song. Same here, man. Kick ass! I was wrestling in my varsity dual meet 3rd period and I was losing on my back and dead tired from cutting weight and wrestling 10 pounds, and I reversed the guy and grabbed his head and arm and pinned him with 15% concentrated power of will. Played in my head with seconds to go. Heck yeah! Now, if you're that intense, first of all, why not just say fuck? You mean, you're that excited that you did a 4-paragraph run-on sentence practically, and then you cut it down to half? That's just poor, right? What high school do you go to? Ponage! I fucking hate you. You ready? Yeah, let's go. Kirk. And that's pretty much there's nothing more crazy. Okay, I haven't done any Bobby Anderson yet. Yeah! For those of you who don't know, Bobby Anderson is my alter ego who I write homework for. And he's basically me growing up with just a raging case of ADHD and not knowing when to shut up. And we're going to start, let's see, with this crowd. You guys seem like you might know some art. So I'm not going to do art. Who knows Pride and Prejudice? Alright, well if you don't know Pride and Prejudice, you should, and you have no excuse not to get this because it's a great book. Women Love Balls, a book report on Pride and Prejudice by Bobby Anderson. Pride and Prejudice by Steve Austin is a book about a whole buttload of women who want to get married. Like, a lot. All they seem to talk about is dudes and how to trap them. Like when Mom stopped taking the pill so Daryl wouldn't leave to Seattle with his band. Also, this book is full of balls. All they used to do back in the day was have balls. Whether you were enjoying your own balls at home or riding a crapload to enjoy balls elsewhere, that's pretty much all they did back then. This American time period was defined by its balls. So this one lady, Mrs. Bennett, has like 5 daughters, which means there was probably a lot of door slamming, and they probably made their dad run out for Tampax like all the time. She was also a gold digger, so when this rich dude named Mr. Bingley moves into town, she's all, one of y'all need to get on that so we can have a pool. And her husband's all, nah, we alright. But in relationship math, that's like 3 votes to 1 half vote. So Daddy Bennett goes to meet Bingley, and they get along okay, but the girls won't get to meet him until the ball. And for those of you unfamiliar with balls, it's like prom, but everyone wears corsets like William Shatner and pretends to faint from time to time. It's kind of like being emo for 6 hours. So Bingley is pimp beyond pimp, and the ladies are running after him like they don't have any of the first word in the title. That's a joke, right? I'll give you a second. It's actually embarrassing to watch when when Sarah Peterson followed Jeremy Baxter around for 6 weeks because she let him touch her left breast on the bus at the field trip museum to see that Jackman Padlock. I can't even read like him, he's so fast. Sorry. To see that Jackman Padlock painting with looked like he just shot a bunch of paint out of squirt guns, but I don't know art. His friend Mr. Darcy is kind of a dick. Like, Bingley's all, hey, let's stand for this hottie here. And he's all, nah, she ain't my type. And in medieval America, that's like telling a girl she looks fat in that dress, even though she did, so I don't know why I got grounded for yelling it. So anyway, after balls, apparently you went and talked about balls. The dudes rated the chicks, and the chicks rated the dudes, and some girl named Charlotte appears. Now I've got to remember like 60 characters, and I'm not even near this thing yet. So they talked for a lot, the ancient method of Facebooking. And anyway, the consensus is Jane wins the hotness prize, even though Elizabeth thinks she's kind of a ditz. So anyway, there's a bunch of other crap. And finally, Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy meet, and he proposes, and he's a cool guy. So I bet it went really smooth, and the second half of the book is about them having babies or whatever. But honestly, it's against my religion to read half a book where two happily engaged people rub breasts together and hold hands and stuff, so I just quit. Anyway, I guess the first part is the breast rubbing stuff, then a wedding, then Mr. Darcy builds her one of those log houses that Lincoln designed that you're not supposed to throw stones if you live in. Then they probably had like 1,000 babies. And then her dad ends it all when he dies in the Civil War from a musket ball shot by John Wilkes Booth. All in all, I give the story 2 enthusiastic thumbs up for the beginning, meh from the love story, and for whatever I'm sure happened after the proposal. Must read. Now, the end of these always have the teacher's comments. Robert, just... where do I start? Miss Palmer. Alright, I'm going to do a gimme here because I don't feel like having to try. And everyone will laugh at this one from title on no matter what, so I'm going to do an easy one. So if you've heard it before, it's still good. This story is called Edward from Twilight Gets Beat for about 3 pages. And it fucking delivers. Let's do this thing. Edward Cullen rolled on the ground in agony, the policemen slamming their boots into him. Chief Charlie Swan watched with a look of quiet reserve. Bella watched, as did Jacob, who really only showed up when Edward and Bella weren't doing well, which was basically now. Dad, stop, Bella said. I love him. Wait, Jacob said, and began taking off his shirt. Taking off his shirt for reasons not readily apparent to the plot. His chest was muscular and glistening for some reason. I love Jacob. Chief Swan raised an eyebrow. Bella, pancakes or waffles, her father said. Edward said nothing as he was being curb stomped. Pancakes are my favorite, Bella said. I like waffles better. You can put whipped cream on them, Chief Swan said. I like waffles better too, Dad, Bella said seriously, and Chief Swan shook his head. He turned to Edward. 107, boy. That's how old you really are. You know, just because I'm a hick doesn't mean I can't do a real investigation. How do you think I manage all the law enforcement in such a large area by myself with time to just stop being a police officer whenever Bella has one of her daily breakdowns? Clearly, I must be brilliant. I love Edward, Dad. Please stop, Bella said, suddenly weeping. She cried to drop the hat. Jacob put his shirt on for a few moments, then took it off again, his adolescent chest exposed, described for the delight of millions of lonely 40-ish secretaries. I love Jacob. Sure you do, Princess, Chief Swan said, shaking his head. He turned back to Edward, who, if I haven't made clear by this point, is just being savagely beaten. Think I'm the sort of man who lets grown men fool around with my 17-year-old daughter? Dad, I'm old enough to feel love, Bella said, balling her fists up and pouting. Edward moaned through a mouthful of broken teeth. Waffles or pancakes? Waffles, Dad, I told you. True, but it's easier to put blueberries or chocolate chips in pancakes. I love pancakes, Bella said. Jacob frowned as he was waffles in the term metaphor. The only thing that could cheer him up was a 3-page-long description of his muscular, shirt-removing body accompanied by emo chick rock. Drag his little undead ass out in the sun while I can see him, Chief Swan said. So you fuck my daughter, Mr. Full-Grown Adult, and then put your super mutant baby in her? Daddy, I love my baby, Bella said, rubbing her tummy. Jacob frowned. I'm not sure I want to raise some other dude's baby. Daddy, I need $500 for an abort. Whoa! Edward, Jacob, the police officers, Chief Swan, etc. said at the same time. Even for satire, that's going a bit far. Chief Swan said. He's glowing! One of the officers screamed in terror. It's a bioweapon! The others shouted. They redoubled their kicking as he shimmered in the sun. I should remember this boy. We don't abide by the elderly diddling our teenagers around here. We're just barely tolerant of our werewolves doing it.